Well, since I'm from the Midwest, I have a Midwestern accent, so yes. Well, instead of saying soda, I say pop, so that would be an example.
Yeah, I definitely have been discriminated against. Basically, I'm Mexican, so I've experienced a lot of people either making fun of or pointing out my accent. I mean, I guess there's a couple of words that people do point out because I either don't pronounce them correctly or I do not know the meaning of them. So.
Yes, I'm from Boston, so people just assume that I have a Boston accent. I don't think I have a Boston accent, but I do say some weird words. In Boston, we say wicked a lot, like instead of really. And we also say water bubbler instead of water fountain, stuff like that.
A bunch of my friends are from the East Coast, and they always comment on my Midwestern accent, and it's not like anything. They just like, I'll say something like chocolate chip, and they're like, oh my gosh, that was the most Midwestern thing I've ever heard anybody say. And so it's just funny things like that they'll always comment on.
Plenty, because I am Puerto Rican and black. So in a Hispanic community, I grew up, in the States and all that, so my Spanish wouldn't be perfect. So sometimes they look at you like, oh, what's wrong with them? Then when I go talk to my American friends, sometimes my English will not be perfect enough for them because I'm bilingual.
Okay.
So.
Not personally, but I do have friends, especially Indian friends, who are teased because of the way they speak, because of that accent, the very thick accent they have. And also, like us, our race is called Malay, like Indians, Malay, and we Malay also have that kind of like kampung style.
We stop a little bit when we're talking English.
Like, okay, what we do is that we add certain ad-libs to the way we speak, like, hey, you wanna go eat tonight lah? Like,
lah.
Well, I got money. I don't know. Okay, like things like that. It's like more of a country style kind of speech. And sometimes when you go to like an academic setting in university, like usually back home, some of the professors can be kind of mean and say like, sometimes people say water as in water, but like we Malaysians, we take on the British accent more, so sometimes the people would be like, water, that kind of stuff. But other than that, it's not really a big deal because I don't know, I haven't been here long. It's just like 3 months, so I haven't been discriminated like a lot or hard, just a little bit here and there. That's not enough to get offended or anything.
All right.
Kind of like shocked because I don't notice that I have an accent, but other people do.
I guess a little confused and makes me nervous, I guess, when I have to talk after that.
I laugh at them because I don't know, I'm just used to it, and so I think they're weirder than I am.
I guess it feels like more pity for them because when you shut yourself down to people, you can't really like find more people. Such as in the Hispanic community, I have a lot of friends, and in the American community, I have a lot of friends. And when you just like judge somebody so hard for that, it's hard for you to like break down those borders and actually open up to people. So.
Okay.
I thought it was funny, honestly, just because usually the roles are switched.
And then.
I wouldn't say I judge them, but I definitely like use their accents to like pinpoint maybe where I assume they're from.
I wouldn't say I necessarily judge them for them, but I definitely do point it out.
I don't really judge people. I think it's pretty fascinating how people from within the U.S. can have different accents.
I don't judge people based on their accents, but I do have difficulty sometimes when I'm a resident assistant in Brody neighborhood, and lots of times when international students come and try to talk to me, I continuously am catching myself having them repeat what they said, and it's a developmental thing that I need to work on myself, because if I were to go to another country, it would be difficult for me to always have to repeat things that I say. It's like, just get it already, you crazy lady.
I do, but I don't. It's not that I think meanly about them, but I notice their accents.
No, because I understand that people come from like different places. I have a lot of international friends. They don't speak English perfectly. I just try to understand where they're coming from.
Not so much as judge,
Like
but
if they talk, we can know what country they're from.
but sometimes their accents is a little bit too thick. We just like, can you like slow down? I can't understand what you're saying. That kind of thing. Usually Americans, you guys speak very
really
fast,
yeah.
very fast and very. You don't really have a slang, but very fast. So it's sometimes hard to get what you're saying.
I think if we all just accept that we're different, that we can create a better like acceptance of the language, like different languages as a whole.
I guess helping people be better in talking and encouraging them to not to help them not make mistakes.
I think we just need to accept everyone for who they are, and we can all be friends.
Language discrimination can be corrected by just being aware and not, in our culture, everything is speed up. By slowing things down and really articulating what you have to say, and really figuring out and understanding what they're trying to say, I think that's a really good way to be corrected.
It's not. See, that gets things a little bit more difficult because there's always going to be people when they're first introduced to a new language, you're not going to speak it perfectly. You know, like if you even look at the classes here, Spanish classes, the actual, people from Spain and all that will kind of laugh because they're at that point in the language development where it's like, me want Cheerios, and then instead of saying I want Cheerios, so they could just kind of sound childish, and people often take that as ignorance. So it's just actually more education about what these people are going through would probably help solve the problem.
I don't think there's any way. It's always gonna. People are always gonna speak differently, and people are always gonna be like, "Oh, that's different." I think that's weird. It's just, unfortunately, that's what it's gonna be.
Language discrimination. I don't think it can ever will. I mean, like correction of discrimination is just an ideal. It just doesn't exist. Like
You have
people
to pay attention more to people when they talk.
It's more of a personal thing. Like each individual have their own way of like choosing whether or not to discriminate. But then essentially, our community as a general, it's not possible to eliminate that discrimination.
Smith will see you now.
Hi, thanks for coming in today. Hi, thank you. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm pretty great. All right, so I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
All right, so first, can you tell me your name?
Haley LeQuay.
All right, great. And can you tell me a few things about yourself, Haley?
Smith will see you now.
Hi, thank you for coming in.
Hello, I'm Dillon. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. All right, so can you tell me some of your prior work experience?
Oh, I'm from England, and out there I was doing a job for IBM, and it's been wonderful ever since then, but I want to come back to the States.
That's great.
So how did the interviews go today?
They were okay. There was like this dude that came in, and his resume was pretty good, but his accent, like I can't have someone working on my team that talks like that. Like I just can't. There was another girl though, and her resume wasn't as strong, but she had like proper English. I know that she can talk.
So I was looking at the resumes, and I saw Dillon's was pretty amazing. He had the most qualifications compared to the first interview.
Yeah, I seen that too, but just that accent, I just can't. Like, did you hear the way that he speaks?
Yeah, and I thought it was totally fine. We need him a part of our team. His accent is totally fine. He's easy to understand.
He wasn't easy for me to understand. I just can't have someone who talks like that. I don't care how good the resume is. If you can't speak proper English, you can't be on my team.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to go over your head, and we are going to have to hire him.